They forget.
Yes.
I know. I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
We understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar? Yeah, but where do these guys come from that sit on these platforms and say, oh, you should have sat in behind and learned the game and been what they developed? When have the pros ever developed anybody?
Deion Sanders has finally had enough, and now he's blasting the media for twisting the story, trying to convince people that Shedeur Sanders messed up by refusing to sit behind Lamar Jackson in Baltimore just to develop. Let's be real. When was the last time you saw an NFL superstar quarterback actually help another quarterback at his position get better? It almost never happens. The truth is, waiting around for handouts or hoping someone else gives you a shot is a recipe for failure. This game is about making your own lane, proving your worth, and taking control of your career. In the NFL, there's no space for playing backup or riding the bench. If you want to win, you fight for it and claim it on your own terms. Deion Sanders didn't hold back, shutting down the media circus that tried to trash Shedeur Sanders' decision. He laid out a brutal truth. Once you step into the NFL, people expect you already know the game inside and out. The fact is, the NFL isn't some training ground for rookies. It's a cutthroat league where you're judged the second you hit the field. If you can't play at the highest level right away, teams won't wait around. They'll toss you aside and find someone who can. There's no time to learn slowly or play catch-up. You either come prepared or you're done. That's why this nonsense about Shedeur sitting back and learning behind another quarterback just doesn't add up in today's NFL.
By the time you get to the NFL, they expect you to know what you need to do and to do it, or somebody else go get in there and do it. Now, they teach you their playbook, but development and teaching you how to route folks up and you how to block and hold that point, man, please. Ain't nobody taught you.
Deion Sanders made the right call by stepping up and shutting down the nonsense. It's obvious that dropping this story right now was meant to create drama. Think about it. Why wasn't this so-called issue brought up during the draft process? The answer is simple. Because there was nothing to criticize. Now that they have no real dirt on Shedeur Sanders, the media is desperate, twisting the narrative just to make him look bad. It's like they're grasping at straws, inventing a problem that doesn't even exist. Then Cam Newton jumped in, trying to sway public opinion by painting Shedeur as arrogant for refusing to sit behind Lamar Jackson. Cam claimed that being around a star like Lamar wouldn't just sharpen Shedeur's game, but would also teach him how to handle fame and the pressure that comes with it. He insisted that watching Lamar live in the spotlight could be just as valuable as being on the field.
And there are some things that if you could go back and change, obviously hindsight's 20/20. But when you're looking at the better situation is definitely Baltimore, where you could potentially learn from a great and see how he manages so many different things outside of football rather than just performing at an elite level.
Deion Sanders fired back at Cam Newton's take with a blunt response. He made it clear that during his entire career, he never sat on the bench thinking, I'm learning something today. Deion stressed that sitting on the sidelines is worthless and teaches you nothing that actually matters. Real growth only comes from being in the fight, on the field, and facing challenges head-on. He emphasized that the bench is dead space. It's not where progress or greatness happens. True development comes from action, from being out there, making plays, and proving yourself in real time.
I never sat on the bench and said, well, I learned a lot today.
That is a fucking great quote. Goddamn, that is a good quote.
Who learns sitting on the bench? Like, who does that?
Travis Kelce backed up Deion Sanders' point, stressing that in the NFL, every player has to figure things out for themselves. Nobody is going to babysit you. He shared his own story, saying that plenty of players ask him for advice on running routes. But Kelce made it clear, there's no magic formula. The only way to learn is by actually running those routes yourself. It's a skill that can only be sharpened through personal reps, not by copying someone else's method. In the NFL, the hard truth is that the only real education comes from hands-on experience, not second-hand lessons.
You gotta figure it out on your own, man. I've been trying to teach some guys that have come in and out of the building or all across that I ask you, how do you run your route like this? How do you run your route like that? I'm like, man, you just got to run it enough to figure it out.
Right.
Like for me,
Jason Kelce also backed up Deion's message by reflecting on his own early days with the Philadelphia Eagles. When he first joined the team, the coaches gave him one clear piece of advice. Just don't screw it up and you'll be the starter. That early trust gave him a massive boost in confidence and set the tone for his career. He admitted that if he had wasted time sitting behind veterans, waiting for a chance, it would have done nothing for him. For Kelsey, success came from seizing the moment and proving himself right away, not from waiting on someone else's approval. And just like that, Shedeur Sanders is fully aligned with his father's philosophy. Recently, Shedeur Sanders shared his thoughts on his time with the scout team, and it might shock a lot of people. Instead of treating it like a setback, Shedeur is actually embracing the grind and enjoying every second of it. For him, it's not just about the physical reps, it's about sharpening his mind and mastering the mental side of the game. He even admitted he'd rather play 6 games a week than just 1 because the non-stop reps and competition force him to level up. Shedeur sees this phase as a critical chance to grow, not a punishment. And even though it's demanding, he's confident this work is building the foundation for bigger things, especially when the moment comes for him to finally grab that starting role.
It's a learning thing. It's a learning every day. I'm in a great position to sit back, understand the game plan, understand everything that the NFL is. So, I'm ready for my opportunity whenever that happens. But and it's time that I'm not every week. So I have 6 games a week, So I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, on the weekends. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything because I truly believe.
Deion Sanders dropped a bold statement, making it clear that Shedeur Sanders' time to shine is coming fast. He revealed the advice he's been drilling into his son: be patient, but always be ready. Deion stressed that the Sanders family doesn't get caught off guard, they stay prepared. And when the moment comes, Shedeur will be locked in and ready to take it. This isn't just about natural talent. It's about mindset, discipline, and the grind of constant preparation. So get ready, because Shedeur Sanders is about to shake things up in a way nobody saw coming.
But I'm like, son, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're gonna know. I say, and it's coming up. I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's gonna go down. But it's gonna go down this year. It's gonna
happen. All right.
Shedeur Sanders is coming, and the NFL won't be ready when he takes over. The media can twist stories, but his rise can't be stopped. He's too prepared, too disciplined, and too hungry to be denied. Subscribe now and stay tuned, because the best is yet to come.